I'm just going to attach to the ADP here, Intrepid Sword. The water energy is going to be busted here. The altered creation. Attach here. Go Bosss Orders on the Dedenne-GX. Or Ultimate Ray for the knockouts. This is going to be able to get me my other energy as well. And we could just bring up one of these Pokemon. Brave Blade for the knockouts.
You are now watching Zacian PTCG. Let's get it. Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to Zacian PTCG. Today we're going to be covering over Zacian ADP. Now, this is a deck that I've covered on my channel a few times, and you might be like, yo, Zach, why do you keep on covering this deck? Well, this week's all going to be about getting everyone prepared for the Players Cup 3 and for the Team Challenge Playoffs events that both set off at March 20th. So hopefully this allows you to get prepared for your events, and I'm really going to be covering all the best decks on my channel this week. So maybe you missed a video or two, check out all the decks from the channel this week. These are all my top picks for both of these events. And I'm going to be covering over some other things in the future as well too, so lots of great stuff going on in the channel. What you could expect from this video is to me explaining my thoughts on Zacian ADP as a deck, me showcasing my list and explaining my thoughts on reasonings and all that good stuff on my list. My list is also below in the description. At this point, if you're missing any cards for this deck, you go to PTCGO plug in code ZLASAGE5 to save 5% on your next order of codes for this deck or any other cards that you're looking for in your collection. And I'm going to show some stellar gameplay with some of my own commentary and hot takes on those games, really showcasing what this deck can do. So I mean, this video should be great. It should get you well prepared, well rounded with this new deck. I have covered ADP Zacian a lot, so be sure to check out a lot of the content on my channel that would regard around ADP Zacian, maybe matchup stuff like that. There's a lot of good stuff out there, so hopefully you all enjoy it. That being said, I'm stoked to jump into the deck list. Before we get there, be sure to give this video a like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you haven't already considered, I did recently launch channel memberships, so click join on desktop. You can check that out there. There's ways to support me as a content creator financially, so if you can't, that's cool. Keep on watching, and let's jump into the deck list. So here we have it, peeps. This is the deck list that we got for ADP Zacian. Now, I did post a recent video on ADP Zacian. I've changed the deck up a little bit since, and this is more tailored towards our current metagame after Shining Fates has been out for a hot minute. So for those who want an explanation, I'm going to give that very shortly and let you know what I feel about the deck in a second. For those who are new to the channel, welcome for sure. If you're new to Pokemon, I'll totally explain to you what this deck does. The goal of this deck is to use Altered Creation GX. So that whole wall of text looks like it's pretty daunting, don't get me wrong. But for a metal energy and a water energy, you could do 30 extra damage for the rest of the game and draw an extra prize card. This deck pairs very well with Zacian V because you could get extra energy in play, which you could then move with Energy Switch. You could also power up Zacian V, which is one of the most, if not the most, powerful basic attackers. And you could do extra damage. What made this deck really good nowadays is that Zacian V just gained Rusted Sword, specifically a tool just for that Pokemon, where you could boost its damage an extra 30. So that brings 230 to 260, ADP brings 260 to 290, and that means this deck now gained a much better Pikachu and Zekrom matchup, a much better Crescephalon matchup. Overall, across the board, it gained a lot of other matchups. So where does this deck really fall? Well, the deck has a decent matchup spread, and it just improved its PikaRom matchup, it just improved its Crescephalon tag team, Mewtwo Mew matchup, all that good stuff. It still struggles to send a Scorch terribly. At my Players Cup 3 run during the North America, I guess like February leaderboards or February showdown, however they want to call it, I played against I played Scorch against ADP, I think like 11 times, and I went 10-1, if I remember correctly. So just the fact that I had that type of win rate against the deck in a best of one format tells me that ADP is not beating Scorch anytime soon. Now, this list and my other list, I did include Leon, because Leon would have done 230 plus Rusted Sword 260 plus ADP 290 plus Leon 320, and that would be enough to knock out a Scorch. The thing that I found is that they're knocking out my ADP Zacian very quickly, either knocking it out like right after I get Altered Creation GX off, so no chance to Ultimate Ray energies onto Zacian V, or they're knocking out my Zacian V and I'm forced to Ultimate Ray to another Pokemon, which really made it awkward for me to get powered up
and able to win games. Sure, this deck can cheese out a win against Scorch. I just don't think the Leon's helping the matchup that much, and it made it feel like too much is like what I'd call a wombo combo. So not only do you need Zacian, you need to find ways to power up Zacian. So you need to go Zacian, Metal Saucer, Energy, Leon, Rusted Sword, and you might not be, sure, you might be able to get that a little bit in advance. Not every single game, and sometimes you're just going to be stuck there, and Leon's not a draw supporter. So I know I make fun of Welder decks for being like, Welder is just like fire type hop, but Leon is literally just doing 30 damage, not drawing any extra cards. So it's not doing enough in this case. Maybe that will change in the future, but right now you can't just hope to have like a 7-card combo piece in your hand. We're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh peeps, this ain't not Exodia. So where does this deck really gain its strength from? Well, I'm deciding to go for Mawile-GX here, so I can use Wily Bites against my opponent's Eternatus deck. So why do I play the 2 copies of Mawile? It's really so I have an easier chance to attack against Eternatus. So I don't really need the 3 Energy Zacian V. It allows me to go Metal Saucer Energy Bosss, which makes it a little bit easier for me to bring Pokemon, like to get the attack off with Wily Bite, to draw 3 prize cards. So my game plan against that matchup is going to be ADP, Altered Creation GX, and then power up Mawile, knock out a Crobat, power up Mawile, knock out a Crobat. So that hopefully will improve my matchup. Everything else about the deck is pretty standard, the same Metal Saucer, Energy Switch, Water Energy count. There are a couple Marnies. I think the couple Marnies can be cute. I went in with 2 copies of Dedenne and 4 copies of Crobat, or 4 copies of Cherish Ball, sorry, I should say. It's one of those things where I see a lot of lists that go 3 Cherish Ball, 2 Dedenne. I think it's much better to play 4 copies of Cherish Ball. It allows you to get the ADP out as soon as possible. It allows you to get Dedenne-GX, not starting with it as often, and you can also rip out a Mawile-GX so you can Captivating Wink. One side note, when you're playing Captivating Wink, make sure your opponent has a fairly large hand size. Double check to make sure that they haven't been playing down a bunch of Pokemon out of their hand, discarding them with Quick Balls. Make sure that they're not like beefing their hand up with cards like Energy Spinner or Giant Hearth, because hand sizes can be deceiving, or cards in hand can be deceiving. So make sure that you're Captivating Wink. If your opponent has like 2 cards in their hands, it probably isn't the best time to use Captivating Wink. But if you know they have a Dedenne or a Crobat, go for it. Try to use all the knowledge that you have and see what you can do in the game. That being said, I really do want to show some gameplay with this deck, so let's see exactly what we can showcase there. Okay, I'm gonna call the coin flip. We lost the coin flip, that's okay. So my turn. We're gonna start first. I mean, this hand's a little bit awkward, but it's not the worst. I'm gonna start off with Zacian V. I think that's probably fine. Maybe. We'll see if we can get. Hopefully, we can get an energy on board turn 1. And it looks like they're playing Pika. So, good to know. We'll see exactly how it goes. Draw an extra card. There's a research. That's not going to do much for us. Mawile might be the best time to use right now. I'm going to go for it. Maybe I could just rip something out of their hands. Putting a Mewtwo down. Nothing crazy. They're going to have to go for Dedenne likely. I can go Great Catcher to try to stop their start a little bit. So I'm going to get a Bosss Orders, bank that in my discard pile. I'm also going to discard a Marnie because this matchup's a little bit more aggressive. Let's go Rusted Sword here. And this is able to allow me to get some Pokemon in play. So I'm going to go Crobat, or some extra cards, maybe draw some extra cards. I can go like this. Now I can go Cherish Ball. Search my deck for a Dedenne. You can see that the way that I play this out is allowing me to draw in some cards. Now I only have the 1 Water Energy. So with them playing Crushing Hammer, Team Yell Grind, all that goodness, I do have to be careful of the energy that I attach first. No Energy Switch, no nothing. We're going to go ahead here and yeet this hand away. Don't get the 1 Water Energy. Okay. We're going to go Energy Spinner. We're going to grab a normal energy right there. And I'm a vibe out like this. Let's go Intrepid Sword. No energy, but you want to know what? We did get a switch, and we do have the Water Energy in hand for next turn. So let's see exactly how it goes. Maybe I'm going to stick my opponent to this. That'd be quite strong. So them going Speed Lightning is probably correct. Really hoping that we're going to get Tails there, especially after we discarded double Energy Switch. But that's okay. Not every single game is going to work out the greatest. And this matchup can still be a struggle, especially with the amount of water energy that we have prized. It's very much like a one and done kind of situation. So I need to hope that like we just gain an extra turn, but we're not going to get an extra turn. They did find the switching out, which is fine. Got to see exactly what we could do here. The Marnie might not be terrible because I wouldn't necessarily want to get rid of every single card in this hands. That hand's okay. I'm probably going to put the Air Balloon on Crobat V because I can attach energies to the Mawile, and I don't necessarily want to put a Dedenne-GX in the active spots. The fact that I'm going to lose another energy switch is terrible right now. And my opponent can likely just balance my energies. So I'm going to go Crobat goes down here. Yeah, Air Balloon on Crobat, switch. And I'm really debating on what I got to do here. I don't think I could put something else down. I think I got to rip this hand to shreds and just hope. The fact that we have another energy switch is fine. I could grab Eldegoss and go Marnie. I just don't think it's worthwhile to do so because I'm not going to be getting a big enough hand to do so. And it's going to be going at the bottom of my deck, which is the same thing as almost getting discarded. So we're going to go to Dedenne-GX. Maybe we'll just naturally be able to draw into the other one. Not getting an energy there has been incredibly difficult. We're going to go Metal Saucer. Might as well start powering up a Pokemon that can attack, like the Zacian V. Can see exactly what's going to go. We can always discard our other ADP. Is there anything else I want to discard from this hand? Probably not. I think I'm okay with those Pokemon. Maybe I could rip a late game Mawile. And unfortunately, I keep on drawing into awkward clumps of cards. So really drawing through a lot of this deck. I'm just going to attach to the ADP here. I can go Energy Spinner for next turn. I think that's probably fine. Actually, you want to know what? I'm not going to go Energy Spinner. I'm just going to go for Intrepid Sword. So if I'm able to get off Altered Creation, I'm probably in an okay spot. I haven't gone through a whole bunch of resources. Again, the biggest thing that's going to worry me is if they're able to continuously take off the energy off the ADP. Because I won't be able to get off Altered Creation as much as I want to. And that's really just because we prized double water energy, we discarded triple energy switch. Going through a lot of resources early and having poor prize cards is really what's going to be the demise of this match if we do end up losing. So there's a boss. Maybe they're okay. So they're really just they don't have it yet. That's fine. I'm totally cool with this hand right now. And they do have, I do want to note that they do have the big charm there, so we will not be able to knock them out normally anyways. Just to keep that in mind. I am going to go Energy Spinner here for a water energy. The water energy is going to be busted here. So I'm going to attach the water energy to the ADP. I got the Air Balloon. And right now, I don't have enough energies in my discard pile to keep these Metal Saucers. I know that they're going to be in there somewhere. I don't want to pitch things around. I don't have access to good Pokemon, so I might as well go Cherish Ball. I'm going to grab a Mawile-GX, and I'm going to be playing a Mawile, or I'm going to be playing Marnie. The reason why I grab Mawile is because I want to put it towards the bottom. I don't want to draw into it. So let's go ahead, see what we can get here. I'm trying to find Switch and Lysander type cards. And finding Switch and Lysander type cards are going to be very good because I can start drawing into prize cards. I'm going to go retreat here, send this up, and there's the Altered Creation. So again, the big charm is going to be saving the Mewtwo's butt here because it's at 300 HP. This Pokemon maxed out at 290. That's fine. This game is pretty much over if I just survive the hits, they don't take away an energy, I get an ultimate ray off, or I'm able to just draw a prize card next turn. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. I already know that that's not going to be a Team Yellgrunt. We'll see if Crushing Hammer comes out to play. But right now, I already have a Zacian V with a couple energies, so their slow start is really allowing me to power up. I do have to watch out for randomness, that they could just go like Tag Bolt GX. It seems like they're kind of gearing up for some big plays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An 8th energy would be 250, so I don't need to worry about Bolton V too much. I think this game might actually be ours, especially if they just don't get a Crushing Hammer this turn. This is the one turn where I don't want them to get a Crushing Hammer. This is probably going to be a Tag Bolts, if I ever seen one. Or not Tag Bolt, what am I talking about? Tandem Shock, the Paralyze, of course. Now, I don't know if it makes sense for me to get the other energies in play. I might just want to take the prize cards off of the Raichu, Alolan Raichu, and knock out with the Zacian V. I might also just want this Pokemon to get knocked out. I'm not entirely sure on which one's best. I think I'm probably going to go for the Ultimate Ray, to be honest. So I'm going to go attach here, switch. I have the free retreat play, and I could go Bosss Orders on the Dedenne-GX. To me, that seems pretty okay. Then I'm going to go ahead here, send this up, and I'm able to go for Ultimate Ray for the knockouts. This is going to be able to get me my other energy as well. So I know I'm going to be able to get a few energies. Let's go ahead here, and I'm just going to grab the 1. The reason why I'm grabbing 1 is just so I have another energy in my deck. I did prize quite a few energies. So there's 1 prize card, 2 prize card, 3 prize card. So if they don't take care of my Zacian V, they will lose the game. And I could just go Zacian V, bring up one of their Pokemon to win. The only way that they can currently take care of my Zacian V is by going Bosss Orders and attacking it with... they can attack it with Lightning Ride GX for 250, so they'd have to attach another energy. That would take off a Tag Bolt play, which would give them extra turns. So I think what they have to do here is go Reset Stamp and get a knockout with full Blitz, trying to set up a Tag Bolt GX play to win the next turn. So if there's anything but the Mewtwo in the active spot, I feel pretty good. If they play something down like Crobat, I think that's probably a mistake. Because that just means I can Ultimate Ray that Pokemon for 180 damage. The fact that I grabbed the Water Energy back seems pretty good. Maybe they're just trying to discard some of their resources. But the Crobat going down is really a Pokemon that I can knock out with Ultimate Ray, giving me another option if they knock out the Zacian V. They can't knock out both of these Pokemon in the same turn. So while the Rusted Sword's not really coming in too clutch here, it is going to be able to knock out my opponent's Pokemon. You could see even like Raichu, Alolan Raichu wouldn't have been feasible before because I would have only done 260. 260 minus 20 is 240, but with the extra 30, it's the knockout. So we just have Eldegoss for game. Our opponent, we have way too large of a hands in order to lose this game, and I think we actually would have been able to just kind of get set up in general. So really showing how this was previously a poor matchup, and it felt kind of free even though we got such a poor start here. So I'm going to do this, well played. And we could just bring up one of these Pokemon because it's worth 3 prize cards. I don't need to worry about resistance. Retreat. And we can attack Brave Blade for the knockout and for the game. So we'll definitely take those dubs where we can get them. Ooh, we got a live one, we got a live one, we got a live one. We got Pedro Torres up in the house. Check him out if you haven't already got a chance to check him out. Sininchi streams on Twitch regularly. Someone who I'd consider a really good friend in Pokemon and one of the best players in the world. So I think he's live streaming right now. I'm gonna be sure to focus on my video. Don't peep at the live streams, peeps. Let the content creator play their game. Check it out after. Give him some love. And I'm gonna start with ADP here. Hopefully we did not get a bad matchup. So we're just gonna vibe out like this. I mean, I think our hand seems pretty good. What are we playing against here? Some kind of Tag-All Aurora Triple Acceleration energy deck. Might be weird, but we'll see exactly how it goes. Tag-Call should be okay with Rusted Sword. We'll see what's vibing out here. Mewtwo, maybe? I'm gonna go Cherish Ball here. Their hand's at 6 cards, so I like a blind Mawile, double checking through the deck. So 2 copies, 1/1. Everything's fine. We did prize a lot of Zacian. We prized 3 of them, so that's incredibly awkward. Prized a Cherish Ball. Prized a bunch of different stuff. Got a decent bit of energies, a couple energies prized as well. So we're just gonna go Mawile. Maybe we could just throw off, rip a Dedenne out of the hands, see a little bit more what's going on there. There's Ninetales on the bench. So this is Ditto VMAX. This might be okay. The fact that they're playing all these different energies might be weird. Okay, so we're gonna rip that onto the bench. I'm gonna go ahead here, attach for my turn. Play this down. There's nothing else I want to do with this turn, so I'm just gonna go Intrepid Sword. Hopefully I could rip one. That's broken. Next turn, I'm going to search for a water energy to go for Altered Creation. So the goal here is to be knocking out the Indeedee V and for the Ninetales V. That seems like it's going to be quite strong. So not sure how they're powering this up. Maybe it's a Guardian build? Oh, interesting. I could see that the Guardian might be bad. So, kind of how there's Mewtwo Welder, and Mewtwo Welder ended up being, like, the best way to build up the deck. Maybe Ditto, there's just better ways to build up Ditto than I thought. Maybe it's more versatile. So I'm going to go after the 3 prize card Pokemon. That sounds much better for me. So they're trying to get a Magical Miracle all set up here. Not entirely sure what I should be worried of. They didn't get Ditto out yet. So maybe I just try to get the attack off with the Zacian V. That might be a little bit better. They currently have 4 Pokemon on their bench. 4 Pokemon means that I'm going to be hitting for 130. 1, 2, 3, 4, 130, 130 plus weakness. Yeah, I'm going to switch this up because they did go double Guardian. Cherish Ball for an ADP. Maybe I could rip another thing out of their hands. That might be interesting. I'll give him a second to think about what's going on. I'm going to go Cherish Ball for another Mawile. Let's see what we could rip with the Mawile. Yeah. And let's see exactly. I think I want to go switch into this, into the Mawile, so I can get the knockout. So yeah, let's go like that. Switch Mawile, and then I'm gonna go Dedenne-GX. Maybe I shouldn't have gone Dedenne-GX. Maybe I should have gone Research first. I'm just looking for an energy, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll go Rusted Sword here. I'm gonna attach for my turn. And I should be pretty okay. So let's go for Wily Bite for the knockouts. 3 prize cards. Then there's going to be the other Gardevoir that's going to be worth 3 prize cards. So really not an ADP strategy. But you want to know what? That's fine. We don't necessarily need to go with a normal strategy every single game. Our goal is to win every single game or put ourselves in the best position to win every single game. So I was able to identify quickly that he put down 2 3 prize card Pokemon and that I don't need to use Altered Creation GX. If I need to use Altered Creation GX to do more damage, that could have been fine. I could also just go for Big Eater GX, ripped his hand to shreds there as well. But here I think it's fine just to attack, kind of put it to a 3-turn game. So there's the Ditto V. There's not necessarily anything crazy going on in the discard pile. I did cover the Ditto V deck recently as well, so we'll see exactly what's going on here. Maybe he'll just go for Magical Miracle GX to get the knockout for 200 damage. And I'm fine. There's nothing crazy going on with this hands. Yeah, and we have game in hands. We can grab an energy and move another energy. So full bench. just being able to rip Pedro to shreds. I'm sorry, buddy. You'll see it later on the YouTube. Make sure you're always careful choosing the right energy with Energy Switch. And let's go Wily Bites 4 game. So easy 3-turn game. We take those, especially when it's against a great player such as Pedro. Check out his Twitch stream. I think he streams daily, if not Sininchi, just same as his username. So we lost the coin flip peeps, but ADP Zacian's a deck that wants to go first most of the time. And here's a really good, like, I don't want to say it's a really good start, but we did start with ADP. Hopefully we could find an Energy or like a Zacian or something. That'd be really nice. Otherwise, we're going to be pitching away a pretty juicy hands. What did we hit here? We hit some kind of fire type deck. Usually that spells doom for us, but that's okay. We'll try our absolute best here. Yeah, we'll draw an extra card. This is why you don't bench Pokemon like that. It's such a mistake. If my opponent didn't bench that, they literally would have not opened themselves up for this play. So punishing our opponent as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we're going to get rid of this hand. Probably should have went through with Cherish Ball first, but reasonably I don't care too much. I think that we're just going to be able to hit it. Got our Mawiles. We did prize a Zacian V. We did prize a Crobat. So keep that in mind with the deck. We have our other Energy Switch left. Crazy that we're going through so many Energy Switch when it comes to this video. And we did prize like a Water Energy, but nothing too crazy at all. So I'm going to grab a Dedenne-GX and just try to get set up here if possible. So let's go to Dedenne-GX. Of course, Rusted Sword's not going to provide any kind of value at all. There's this. So a bit of a rough go. That's fine. I'm going to leave my hand as is. There's no point in me kind of playing Energy Spinner. I could grab a Water Energy to thin my deck, but I'm going to kind of vibe out with what we got here. Hopefully our opponent with the Heatran GX in the active is enough to kind of finesse things. So the lesson be learned, don't play down Pokemon in like when your opponent plays Great Catcher, Fion, things like that, especially when Escape Rope goes into format getting ready for battle styles. Especially with this being a Mewtwo Mew based deck. It looks like it's probably Welder Mewtwo. It should be interesting here. So that seems okay. I mean, it's still a strong turn for them because they're able to Welder out of it. But again, if your deck's a Mewtwo deck, it's probably just better to not bench Pokemon. It's the underlying premise, and this could have been a control deck where you would have never wanted to see Heatran in the active spot. So let's see. We're really going to try to go for an Altered Creation GX as soon as possible. And yeah, it looks like typical Mewtwo Welder. Okay, there's Steam and Stomp. Awesome, that's cool. I'm probably going to pitch this entire hand again. I don't really see too much. I want to go for the Altered. I don't see any world where we're not going to get off Altered, or maybe they'll switch or something. I don't necessarily care too much. It sucks that I'm going to pitch an Eldegoss here. But let's go ahead here and rip this hand to shreds. I try to, when I'm discarding things like this, I always try to leave myself up with more options in case I change my mind midway through the quick ball. But at this point, I think there's a good chance that I might go in with Mawile or something like that. The reason why I'm going in with Mawile because it requires less energies to attack, and I might be able to knock out their Pokemon. So let's go ahead and see if that strategy might work. So nothing down from their hand, that's fine. I'm going to go research now. So I'm totally cool with how this is playing out. I think going just like quick ball here, grabbing. I almost grabbed the wrong card. Be careful when you're choosing those things. Let's just go for Zacian. I'm going to go for the I'm going to go for the Metal Saucer, and I'm going to go for another Metal Saucer. If they let me get off my Altered Creation GX, I'm cool with it. or not my Altered Creation, my Ultimate Ray, so I'm a little bit more fine if they take away the couple energies that I got back. I don't know why they're going well played there. And I'm just going to go Altered Creation GX like that. So we have used 3 Metal Saucers. Maybe they just have the boss in their hands. Certainly would be a little bit rough. But I can still get Ultimate Ray off, knocking out a Crobat. Like, there's a lot of things that I just can do. So I'm not necessarily worried about them just getting boss and leaving me with an Ultimate Ray. And Fire-type decks typically do well against this deck anyways, especially when we get such a poor start. But a poor start is still getting a turn 2 Altered Creation GX off. And I mean, I'll certainly fight all the way till the end when it comes to ADP. ADP, like, against most decks, really has a chance here. So there's that. We're going to be able to get off our our Ultimate Ray, hopefully on a Crobat V. No, they haven't really done too much with their turn, so let's go like this. I'll probably do Mawile for like my last prize. I am going to go Cherish Ball, grabbing an ADP, and I am going to go Cherish Ball to grab a Dedenne, because I am looking for that Lysander on the Lysander Bosss Orders on that Pokemon. So let's go ahead here, rip this hand. Hopefully we can get an energy and a boss. I mean, we did get it. So we're going to boss this up. We're going to go Water Energy here. And we're kind of close to it. It's not spectacular, but I can go Ultimate Ray. And I'm going to grab 2 energies out of play. Maybe I'll grab all 3. The energies could be interesting if I am able to kind of get a decent bit of Pokemon in their hand. So I'm going to go the 3 energies go to Mawile, because I do have energies elsewhere in the deck with the metal energies. So we'll have to see exactly what this means for us, but I'll get the energies there. 1 prize card, 2 prize card, 3 prize card. So the fact that we grabbed a lot of energies is probably not what I was looking for. It makes it a little bit more difficult, especially with the energy switch. I probably also could have attached an energy to the Dedenne-GX. That would have been nice. They don't really have to worry. Maybe I'm too worried about crushing hammer type decks and stuff like that. We'll see if they know what they're doing by playing around things with Giant Hearth and such. There's an Dedenne-GX. Maybe they're just going to snipe me. But you never know exactly what's going to happen. Like, they just might have a Dedenne-GX or a Pokemon with 180 HP or less in their prize cards. Like, there's a lot of cool things that I could do here. I think it's much better for them to take care of the ADP at this rate. Not that Ultimate Ray is ever going to be a thing. It's just that it's a printed 180 versus an attack like Wily Bite that might not necessarily work out. So there's another energy. Again, I think it's worthwhile for them to save up energies in their hands and stuff like that. Okay, so they're going to go... So they have it all set up to go for the Dedenne-GX, the Venom Shot for a game. I thought they were totally going to go Venom Shot on the Mawile, but let's see exactly what we can do here. Let's send up this, because we're going to try to thin our hand down as much as possible. And the Quick Ball really might be the card that we need. I'm going to go Quick Ball here, discarding a Water Energy for a Zacian V. There's 1 Metal Saucer left back into the deck. That's fine. Let's grab the Zacian V. You can see that we're already getting close to what it can be. So let's go Energy Switch from here to here. Let's attach for our turn. Let's go Rusted Sword there. We're going to switch into the Mawile so we have a Pokemon that can retreat or potentially attack. I am going to use Giant Hearth so I have a chance to draw more cards. So you can see what we have left in the deck. I mean, we certainly have opportunities. to get it. I think we actually have a pretty good chance of winning this game. The Quick Ball was one of the best top decks we could have had. And here's the Metal Saucer to win the game. 290 on the active, but we also have a Bosss Orders, so just in case we didn't have it, we would still win the game. Crazy, 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 crazy good stuff. That's how it comes sometimes, and this is why ADP is one of the best decks, if not the best deck in formats. Insane. And there you have it, ADP Zacian showing its variety on how it can play out differently, beating some of the top players in the game, such as Pedro Torres. I know it's a bit of a, I popped in on his stream, it's a rough matchup for sure, but I mean, just being able to beat, I could have been anyone in that situation, and it just gives you an opportunity where you might not have an opportunity, because you don't get too many opportunities against top players like that. And even in all the games, like against all odds, even in that Mewtwo game, pulling out that last minute combo shows you the kind of comeback potential, strength that this deck has, really showing how Rusted Sword can change things against the Mewtwo Mew. Solid overall deck, and one of my top picks, if not my top pick, for the Players Cup 3. I think this deck can kind of handle it all, and the double Mawile is just kind of that, like the chef's kiss, je ne sais quoi about the deck that I think really adds a layer of depth. So hopefully I'll enjoy it. Let me know what you think about the deck. Have you been playing with it? This would be the best way to play the League Battle deck if you could acquire all these extra cards. So if you're new to the play, if you're a new player, pick up the League Battle deck, acquire some of these extra cards, and kind of profit off of the ADP Zacian deck. It's going to be good for a hot minute. That being said, I do have to get going. I gotta go pick up my lovely girlfriend, Michelle, from work. We're gonna have a cute little lunch date in the car, because most things here are still closed in Canada. But I hope that y'all have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend, and thank you for all the support lately. Peace out. Bye. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a member for the channel. Like I said I would, I totally appreciate all y'all. I appreciate everyone who's watching right now, even if you're not a member, but I do gotta give praise where praise is due. Thank you so much for helping me out as my journey as a content creator. That's for Ali Plays Pokemon, Xenon TCG, Gabe Smart, and Slavin Tizik. I truly appreciate that you went out of your way to make my life a little bit easier as a content creator. So thank you so much for the support. If you want to become a member, click the join on desktop YouTube, and you should be able to see exactly, there's 3 different pricing options that are all priced in your local currency, so be sure to check it out. Thank you again, everyone, for all the support, and hopefully we can get a bunch of members real time soon. So much for watching and supporting the channel. If you haven't already, it'd mean the world to me if you could subscribe to help support me as a content creator. Thanks again, and have yourself a great one.